Hi everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to try and press the Shapeways produced bezels I have. I've checked the dimensions beforehand and they seem to match the design dimensions. And I've picked 34 millimeter die to press the bezel. Now beforehand I tried to press it with hand. Normally with original bezels I believe you can press them by hand, but this wasn't as easy, so I'm going to now try the press method. As for the quality, they aren't uniformly colored, and maybe after a bit of polishing they can become uniformly colored, but I mean you definitely need to polish it at least. But the thinness of the upper section, etc., it's exceptional. This one I picked as a test bezel. I have high hopes for the silver one. It's in quite a good shape compared to the others. To be honest, I am a bit worried. Mainly worried about damaging the bezel, since I waited more than 2 months just to get it. I don't want to apply pressure onto the bezel, and maybe the dimensions are the problem. Now this is 30.96. Yeah, as I see, I will need to open the inner part a bit using a rotary tool. And this is my current approach. Just going to touch it a bit inside to increase the size, and at each step going to make sure that the size isn't too big and it's just enough to catch on. But using this 4-jaw, it's very hard to balance the spin, but I don't think it will matter that much with this bezel, and this is how it works. So basically I'm going to get as close to a perfect balance as possible and then just use a sandpaper to increase the hole size. So the bronze one was produced a bit wrong, I believe. The dimensions were differing in the inner side. I think I aimed for 30.96, but some places were down to 30.5 even. And if you look at the material itself, you can see that there is something else mixed in here, maybe silver, and whatever is mixed in is harder than bronze. And when I worked on the inner parts, that harder material stayed a bit more. Anyway, I managed to get it to a point where it could have snapped on, but at that point I decided to check the silver one, and it was perfect right out of the box, and it snapped on using the plastic die, and I really like the look. You can't really tell from this lighting, but it has a different color. Anyway, right now I'm going to polish and maybe polish and maybe make these bezels a bit more visible right now. The silver turned out perfect after being polished. There is still some micro pitting on the bezel itself, but I'm not going to push too much, and the case isn't that perfect anyway, and I'm satisfied with this look. Regularly when you use a watch, maybe it becomes like this anyway. For example, this one I recently bought and cleaned. I mean, it's not perfect, and this one I think matches a regularly worn watch. I'm very excited about the watch because it gives me white gold feelings, and that different color and different shading is very exciting. Very exciting. I'm thinking of using this movement for this project. There's a mystery silver colored bridge there. I think it will be very fitting for this watch. Dial wise, I'm not sure. But I really wasn't expecting it to just snap on, to be honest. I really wonder what the brass one is going to be like. The bronze one was a flop, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day. Before completing this video, I think I found the problem. The brass and bronze ones aren't perfectly circular, sadly. I mean, this is the bronze one. It's not that bad. It should be going around the 29.6mm crystal, but it's not going around. And this is the brass one. I mean, it is much worse than this. And I measured the inner sections. One section was 31mm and another section was 30.5mm, so it's significantly skewed. And you can even tell that it's skewed. It's like oval a bit. I don't know whether it will be possible to correct this, but it's just unfortunate. And I'm surprised this silver one was perfect out of the box, while these ones were, unexpectedly misshaped. I managed to shape it and correct the shape by hand by using this 29.6 millimeter crystal. I believe the issue could be because these are shipped inside these pouches instead of anything protective, and packages go through a lot of different shipping companies before coming to me, and maybe they were pressed a bit, maybe they deformed in the cast, but I believe they were deformed afterwards. But after this correction, I believe it could be possible to press this. Let's check the dimensions. Not promising to 30.96, but it's a maybe. At least it's workable, and at least I know what the main issue is right now and how to approach correcting it. This might be the conclusion of the bezel video. Basically, it's a success one way or another. This makes the success, and these, I think these can work too. So if you have a watch for the bezel, there is a very easy solution.